Good morning. It's not too hot out here yet today, so we're filming in the backyard. Got the dog over here. There you go. I've been thinking about this for the last couple of days, and just different people I've been talking to, and kind of seeing a theme and a pattern. Um, Everyone seems to be depressed, and it's like, are you really depressed, or is it something else? And if it's something else, I would bet that you're probably not depressed. You're just discouraged. Um, And I say that because, a lot of people, and I've felt this way myself, when you say, oh, it's hard. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it. Um, "Oh, I just can't do this anymore." Again, you still can because you are. Plenty of people, myself included, uh, you still go to work, you still take care of your family, you still take care of your house, you do all of the things. And the definition of depression is, to de-intensify, to slow down or weaken or lessen an activity. But the activities are still going on. Um, you're still doing, what it is that you need to do, whether you like it or not. And that's a lot of us are stuck in that boat. It's like, do you want to go to work today? I don't want to go to work today. I'm going to. I'm going to do great. You're probably going to do great too. But you just don't want to go. We've got other stuff to take care of and other things that we're concerned about. I actually got up and make coffee this morning. But if the level of strength or activity is not being pushed down, then technically it's not being depressed. If that's really making any sense, you're still going. You're high functioning at that point. Okay, well, you're high functioning, but you don't want to do anything. Maybe you're just discouraged. Which, take a look around. It's real easy to get discouraged. With you know I don't want to say everything happening in the world, but I mean, even just in your own personal life, it's like, oh, well, I didn't have a good day because of this, or I didn't, this didn't work out, because of this, and the hard pill for a lot of people to swallow is, well, why did that not work out? Well, because you didn't do something, or you did do something that costed you, there's consequences and whatnot in life. It's like, oh, I don't have this. And it's like, okay, well, is this something that you need to survive? Obviously not, because you're still alive, to complain that you don't have it. Rather than complain, you know, action really seems to be key. Even than just getting on with your day-to-day life, and I understand, I know some people are going to see this and be like, well, some people just can't, some people just can't, do something. Okay, I understand that. Everybody has different limitations of what they can and can't do. And I know it sounds kind of cheesy, um, but I like to tell people when they say, well, I can't do anything. I can't do it, and I hear that not a lot, but I do hear it enough, and that in itself is discouraging. And someone comes to you and they say, well, I can't do anything. What do I do? The cheesy part is, well, you do what you can. There's only so much of this that's out of your control, so you do what you can with what you have, and you get through the day, and the day gets better as a result. Because even if you don't have a good day, you can still have a good day. It's I've told people before, and I often have to tell this to myself. I didn't make this up for other people. I made this up for myself. You know, um, just the day in, day out. Just being drugged through the mud, and you're tired, and there's just not enough hours in the day, and it's like, damn it. And you already don't want to do this, so you feel forced. Like being a kid, and you got to go to school. Nobody wants to get up, go to school at 7 a.m. We want to be sleeping. And it's like, so you already start off with something that you don't want to do, or you feel that you can't because I just can't anymore. And, at one point I just had to tell myself, I'm like, I got this daunting to-do list, which is very discouraging, because I may not get it all done, and I'm probably not going to. But you know what? Today's going to be a good day, regardless of how I feel about it. It's and that's almost universal. It's you can be feeling a certain type of way about any given subject, any given topic or problem or lack, that you have in your life. But you can look back on the day and you're like, damn, I rolled out of bed, maybe I showed up late, maybe this happened, but I got this done. I sent that in. This got submitted. Oh, I completed that project, that I've been wanting to take on. I took a call from a family member or a loved one, and I gave them some encouraging words, where I hadn't heard from that person in a while. And that felt really good, to connect with them, or someone asked me for help today, and I was the person with the answer, or the whatever it was that they needed, and I felt good about that. That's look at that checklist, and you're like, wow, I actually got a lot of that done. I had to drag myself through it, but I actually got it done. Well, hell, on paper, today was actually a pretty good day. I don't feel good about it, so I'm going to go to sleep. You know, um, and sometimes that's just what you got to do. You got to tell yourself it's gonna be a good day, regardless of how we feel about it. So let's begin. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. I've I don't want to say it's like a form of cope, or something. It's like, oh, your life sucks, just ignore it. Well, no, you shouldn't ignore it. But if you're doing what you can, and still pushing, then you can't be blamed for that. You're running at capacity. It's different vehicles have different top speeds. It's like, okay, cool. Well, if if you're running at capacity, and I know, and I catch myself doing this sometimes too. I'm like, well, oh, I'm not this far along, or I haven't done that. Oh man, I haven't completed this thing yet. Oh, I'm only on day 30. Of whatever it happens to be. Look at this person. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparing outcomes and whatnot, and comparing different abilities and skill sets, it it'll mess you up. It will. You know. I'm not going to tell you not to do that, because I'm not here to tell anybody what they can or can't do. But I would highly recommend against that. Um, so I guess I'm on here today just to give you a little bit of encouragement. In spite of all the decouragement, discouragement, I should say. Um, because you may not actually, and I know I wasn't. Um, you may not be depressed, or can't do it, because you're still making yourself doing it. But you're doing what you can. I'm proud of you. That's good. You know, um, if you're one of those people that don't want to accept it, and I'll be the first to admit I've been that person. I was that person for about a year. Oh, I just can't do it. Well, when is it? Do you lack the knowledge? Do you lack the skill? Do you lack the physical ability? Okay, cool. If you lack any one of those things, a critical component required for the action to take place, yeah, if you lack one of those, sure, you can't do it. If you don't, though, it just means that you're not doing it. It's not that you can't, it's just that you're not. And telling yourself, getting in the mind frame, in the mental state of I can't, is a loser tactic. Now, I'll tell you right now, I was there for about a year myself. That's it's just okay, cool. You might as well just tell yourself, okay, I'm a loser and I'm not going to do anything. Don't even bother saying I can't or it's hard or I don't want to. It's just I'm not. Things either are or they're not. It's as simple as that. It's black and white. As Yoda used to say, do or do not. There is no try. So, if you fall into that boat or anything I'm saying, sounds familiar, you've been there yourself. Um, if you're doing what you can, that's awesome. If you're feeling depressed and maybe you don't know which way to go, or you don't have a direction, or you don't have a clear defined goal. Well, I would like to be somewhere. I would like to do something. If you don't know what that is, you're never going to get anywhere. And I'm not going to try to turn this into like a goal setting, positive thinking, type of thing, because I'm not a very idealistic person, and there will be no idealism on this channel. Things are just as they are, um, and people are going to do what they're going to do. Uh, so I would say, if you're like me and you've ever felt like that oh damn, I feel really depressed today. It's like, day after day turns into a week, then a bad week turns into a bad month, and then it could really quickly turn into a bad year, um, which feels like a really long time, but time goes fast, folks, and you can't get it back. Money you can get back, things you can get back, um, people sometimes you can get back. I call them the boomerangs. I'll make another video on that one. But don't waste. I would recommend that you don't waste your time thinking about stuff that you can't do, or dwelling on, I just can't anymore, or you know, because at the end of the day, it's I won't. In most cases, um, if you're being discouraged, which it's very easy to get discouraged because you're looking at this and you're seeing this and things are unaffordable and you still have to do this, and not every situation is ideal. Okay, I got to trade some time for some money. Oh, there's only so many hours in the day. I've got this and this, and it's like, well, damn, I don't have what's necessary for this, that, or the other. Whatever it happens to be in your particular situation. Or oh man, I don't have a girlfriend. Okay, great. You don't have this thing that you want. You don't have that job that you aspire to. You're not with that person that you're under this weird impression that you think is going to fix you. What do you have? You have time for yourself. You have time to work on yourself. You have time to read. You have time to study. You have time to pray. You have time to be better. And I'm not talking like a live your best life type of better, be better, as people say. No, be you, because that's the only person that you can be. Just make sure it's the best version of yourself possible. And if you're still operating, you're not being depressed, you're not being pushed down, you're high functioning in spite of being discouraged. So, just a little bit of mental framing on that one could actually make you feel pretty damn good, even though it's not in the immediate moment. And where do you find encouragement? You find encouragement through patterns and consistency. Oh, am I here yet? Has my bench reached this yet? Am I making this much a year yet? No, you're not. I know you're not, because I'm not. Because even, when I'm on a roll, it's like, oh, cool, this got done today, this got done today. I broke a new record, in weightlifting today. It's like, oh man, I'd never gotten up to that weight before. I broke it by a pound. Okay, great. That. But then you're going to want another pound. You're going to want another dollar. You're going to want another adventure. Whatever it happens to be, you're going to want another one. So you're never really quite there. Um, and sometimes when it takes you a while, or it takes you a long time, or there's this or that, or other stuff getting in the way, or at least slowing you down, you feel discouraged, and then you get under the impression that you're depressed, because things aren't where you thought they would be, or where you wanted them to be, or how you wanted them to be. um, Folks, you only have control over yourself. Now, you don't have control over everything else that happens out there. Yeah, somebody's a jerk. Okay, cool. From time to time, I have to deal with the public. It's awful. It's terrible out there. That's typically the worst part of my day, is dealing with the public, and depending on who it is I have to deal with. Um, am I responsible for that? No. I'm only responsible by how I react to it. Um, if you're doing the right thing, you can feel good about doing the right thing. Oh man, this happened, this person was a jerk, and whatever. Okay, that person just showed their ass. Did you? If the answer is no, thumbs up to you. um, Damn, because that's hard. That's hard sometimes. So anyway, I know this turned into a little bit of a rant. I had a lot of other ideas and stuff in my head, and some other stuff that you may see future videos about. But today I just wanted to give you a little bit of encouragement that if you're doing what you can, that's awesome. Keep doing what you can. It'll make for better days. And even if you don't feel better about it, it'll still make for a better outcome. Because remember, we can still have a good day regardless of how we feel. All right? Anyway, I hope this helps. Um, as I said, I already made my coffee. Probably going to work out this morning. You know what? No, I will work out this morning. And then I'm going to get ready and go to work. Anyway, folks, you take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next one.